Hello, I'm Chris Fowler for Sports Century. He followed two paths. One led to moments of boxing greatness and worldwide respect. The other led to prison, public disgrace, and a psychological maze from which he may never escape. Yet, as we'll see over the next hour, Mike Tyson fights on, doggedly searching for the light of redemption, while haunted by the dark alleys of a past no child ever deserved.
Let him do his thing. Cat's still scared to get in the ring.
Mike Tyson comes from a place that you and I would prefer not to even visit. It was a bad neighborhood. It was a survival of the fittest, the basest of instinct.
Growing up as a kid who hung around girls a lot when he was a kid, little girls, and he developed a lisp and began kind of talking like a gal, and how he got abused by boys, beat up, and he never fought back.
He was a kid who collected pigeons. He had a kid took one of his pigeons and just ripped the head off the pigeon. And to see that happen to one of his babies, finally it turned in Mike. And it's the first time he ever fought back. And he beat the hell out of the kid.
And he found out when he hit people, they stayed hit. And they fell asleep for minutes on end. And he suddenly said, I'm not going to take this stuff anymore. I'm just going to fight back.
And that's when Mike turned from the victim to the executioner.
This man was a killer. He was there. He came in without a robe. He came in without trappings. He came in to destroy you, and you knew it.
He was flattening everybody. And here's this guy walking around with these black trunks and black shoes and looking like, something who had emerged out of the primordial ooze.
And Ratliff will sit it out.
I'm going to fight, and destruct the world because I'm the best fighter in the world.
When Mike Tyson stood in his corner and the bell rang, and he banged his gloves together, and all you could see were his eyes, and they were ferocious, and he ran across the ring. There was an adrenaline rush that you had that was just astonishing.
He was dynamic, savage, ferocious. Mike Tyson wanted to kill people.
Kid Dynamite. He hits you like a stick of dynamite and your head blows off.
He was a guy without pity. He did not give a about the guy he was fighting. Nothing.
How dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills? They're just as good as dead.
I watched him in Atlantic City against Michael Spinks, and he came out that night, and Michael Spinks looked across the ring and didn't want to fight.
This was a man who was going to break Rocky Marciano's 49 straight wins. This was a man who was the baddest man on the planet. His words, an extension of John L. Sullivan's, I can lick any son of a bitch in the house.
Come one, come all, because nobody can get close to me. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
For his first 37 fights, Tyson was perfect. But out of the ring, his life was a shambles, in part due to a borderline personality disorder that would not be accurately diagnosed until late in his career.
There's just this up and down cycle because while he was on medication for years, he couldn't fight on it. So for him to be able to fight effectively, he had to go off the medication.
People who go on and off their antidepressant medications typically are not well managed. Their moods go up and down with their medications. Their anger management goes up and down as their medications fluctuate. Now, for Mike Tyson as a boxer, if he's going to fight, he needs to go on and off his medications depending on his fights. That is a very tricky thing for Mr. Tyson and those who are trying to help him.
If he remains on those drugs, He can't be aggressive because they take away his aggression. And so, you know, it's... wow. It's just combustible.
Tyson's emotional instability was demonstrated before the world at the MGM Grand in June of 1997.
Oh my goodness, he's got a bloody right ear. Holyfield bit by a dirty Mike Tyson.
He bites Evander Holyfield, and the commission insists that he get a psychiatric evaluation before they can go further, and they come back with a diagnosis basically that anger management has to be dealt with. Now, what is anger management?
He suffers from rage attacks. What are rage attacks? They are uncontrolled responses to even minor provocations in which there's anger and aggression hitting out, striking out. They can be dangerous and they're not well controlled.
He's a ticking time bomb. He's a ticking time bomb right now. He hasn't straightened anything out. If anything, he's getting more confused.
Oh, anybody in here can f with this. This is the ultimate, man. You hoe. Come and say in my face, you ask for that. Everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch.